Okay, hello Guitar 1. We are gonna walk through Mango Walk. So first thing first, we are in the key of D major. We have two sharps, F sharp and C sharp. We are in 4/4 time signature, and let's go over the form real quick. So this piece has a DS all fine to it, and some repeats that we need to take care of. So we're gonna play through measures 1 through 10. Then we have our first repeat. This brings us back, and we go from 3 all the way to 9. And then now we take the second ending. So we go to measure 11. We play from 11 all the way to 19. And then here, when we get to 19, there's a repeat again. So that brings us to 12. We play from 12 to 18. Then we skip to measure 20 because that's the second ending. And here it's marked DS all fine. The S in that stands for the sign, which is this symbol right here. So we go back to measure 3 all the way to 9. And then when we're using a DS or a DC all fine in our form, we do not do the repeats. So we skip right over to 11. So when we take the DS all fine, we play 3 through 9 and then jump to 11. So I would really recommend you follow the right hand fingering that I proposed here. It avoids the least amount of awkward string crossings, and I would pretty much do rest stroke for everything unless I'm using my thumb in a situation in which I would use free stroke. So let's go through this. So first thing first, if we're looking at this, I'd love to just go over the rhythm of the first 10 measures here. So we start off on the and of 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now I have some syncopated stuff here. I have 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3 and 4 and. Right, so these phrases start on these 3 repeated A's on the and of 3. That's kind of the start of these 2 phrases that make up this first section. So really, we only have to track 2 different rhythms as far as, in some sense. We just have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or we have 1 and 3, 4, where we have just the quarter note extending over beat 2. Okay, so with that kind of preliminary work done, again, do your best to follow the right hand fingering that I proposed here. Follow the hammer-on markings as well, which also correspond with the right hand fingering. Let's play through very slowly through measures 1 through 10. So I'm starting off in 4th position. I'm going to play A. Even just looking at just that much, I start off in 4th position, hammer on to B, take my 4th finger, slide to A on the 5th fret. Now I have G, 3rd fret, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, and now I'm in 2nd position. Now, notice at measure 5, I decided to fret everything, right? So I don't have any open notes here. What this does is it allows me to kind of clean up the articulation, where I don't have strings ringing over each other. And it sounds a little bit more melodic in that sense. Okay, I guess if there's any other considerations I'd like to give you here is that this is the first time we're using our thumb here on the and of beat 2 in measure 6. And here I'm kind of like setting up a D major chord essentially, but instead of playing the F sharp that finishes it, I'm just using it to prep my shift. Okay, so going on, it's very similar. Okay, sorry. That's the bell. Get used to it. We're back. Going on here, I'm going to take the second ending now. And for me, given that we're going to be playing a D on the 10th fret, I like to just shift up to get that. So I'm going to play the transition from measure 9 to measure 11 now. So I have... Right, so I use that little rest to help me negotiate the shift. Okay, now let's look at this next section here, starting at measure 12. So, if we read through the rhythms to start, we have 1, 3, 4, 1 and, 1 and, 1 and, 1, 3, 4, 1 and, 1 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so rhythm-wise, we have 3 kind of figures to it. Half note, simple enough, followed by 2 quarters. Then we have the syncopated rhythm, 1 and, with the rest on beat 4. And then a syncopation followed by some eighth notes, 1 and 3 and 4 and. So let's play through that now. We're going to be in second position for this, and there's not a lot to considerations we need to have. So we'll play A, we'll fret the B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, rest, E, F sharp, G, rest. Rest. Okay, and it's the same thing again, and the second time through we go to the second ending, and I'm gonna end with my second finger on D, and I have an eighth rest to get me where I need to go before I repeat all the previous material here. So that is it pretty much. So we would of course go back to measure 3, play through all the way to 9, and then we jump to 11. So I hope that helps you prepare this piece. So best of luck.